We have a tornado confirmed that is now on the ground.
We know the sirens are sounding in Lawrence.
Right over the town of Linwood. So you should take this seriously.
Tornado emergency has been issued.
Definitely a tornado. There's no doubt about it. Stay indoors. Do not go look outside. Take cover now.
A confirmed tornado by radar.
This is significant, Gary.
Get into your safe place.
The roof is completely gone.
There is a tornado emergency. Right now, Cynthia, a big concern, those thunderstorms we've been showing you this half hour rapidly intensifying. Well, we now have a tornado warning just east of Emporia moving towards Osage County, and you can see it's sort of aimed right at Lawrence, Kansas.
We're actually in position to intercept that cell that's going to be moving directly toward the Carbondale area before it's going to Lawrence. Tornado warning on it, has a small circulation. We're not quite in view, but we will be here in just the next 5 minutes or so. We're seeing some lightning off to our right. So here again is where our cell is located, just over here. Of course, we have some trees and hills that make it a little difficult to see. And keep that in mind. Anyone who's out watching these storms, other than us, they may have their view blocked by a lot of things, and you may not know what's coming upon you until it's right on top of you. So just keep that in mind. So this cell down here near Carbondale, the first tornado warned storm of the day, we're already on it, and we'll be bringing you back any pictures live.
Very active day. We do have a tornado watch that's in effect. Big thunderstorms are developing. This one down to the southwest of Kansas City will be in Osage City by 5:19 and Lawrence by about 6:10 p.m. And these thunderstorms are likely not going to weaken. They're only going to strengthen. So the potential is there for some significant activity today as these thunderstorms are intensifying. Still, Kansas City, we're fine for now. We're going to watch these closely because when thunderstorms intensify, they tend to turn right. So if they do that, they're going to be approaching us here in about 2 or 3 hours as well. And then of more immediate concern is what's happening southwest of Osage City with this cell. Let's go to Lindsey Anderson here in the forecast center as we team up. Lindsey, you've been monitoring and analyzing the velocities on this one.
Exactly right, Gary. So until 5:30, we have these tornado warnings in place for Osage County. This is out of our viewing area, southwest of the Kansas City metro. But the storms that we really have to monitor as they get a little closer to the city. Here's that rotation right now, the bright greens and the bright reds right next to each other along K170 between Reading and Arvonia, Kansas. And these are tracking pretty quickly to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So we'll likely stay out of our viewing area for the next 45 minutes or so. But in an hour, if it continues on the same path, it is going to get close to our western fringe counties in our viewing area, potentially getting close to Douglas County, Kansas. Gary.
Hey Gary, we're here just at the intersection of Highway 75 where Carbondale is, and this is like the perfect position to be intercepting that tornado warned storm. We are looking to our southwest here.
We're live with a tornado warning for Osage City. Debris has been indicated in the air with this system, so we have a tornado confirmed that is now on the ground south of Osage City, and it's just 3 or 4 miles away. Let's go to meteorologist Gerard Jebaily in Storm Tracker. Gerard, you've been monitoring this one and the one to the north. Tell us what you know.
Hey Gary, we're getting back on the road here. We've been watching the cell to our south Osage City cell, and as you just mentioned, debris detected in the air, so we now have a confirmed tornado. We're headed down that direction, but cautiously, safely. We're going to make a left right here, Chase, and we're going to head south on Highway 75. And let me just show you what we are seeing. It's very tough to see out here. It's all rain right now.
It is heading northeast towards Ridgeway, and it's not too far from Lawrence. Let's go to meteorologist Lindsey Anderson here as we team up. She's been monitoring the velocities. It looks real impressive, Lindsey.
Gary, we've been watching this for the last 30 to 45 minutes or so, and it's held together pretty nicely. We do have some bright greens and bright reds together showing this rotation, and it is 3.5 miles south of Osage City where the tight rotation is right now.
The situation, it could be one where it will cycle and then possibly put down another tornado. As we're looking Storm Tracker on the ground, Sky Tracker above at this moment as they head down towards southwest of Lawrence. This is in Osage County. tornado warning continues to be in effect. It is likely wrapped in rain. If you're in Osage City, you should be taking your tornado precautions at this moment. And in Lawrence and areas to the west of Lawrence, let's monitor this very closely as this very big thunderstorm continues to track off to the northeast.
You look behind us, there's not much to see, but on radar it's still been very interesting watching the circulation continue, be very persistent. At one point, as you mentioned, just as I was seeing it, you saw a potential for a very brief tornado there, but still, you know, right now it is not completely consolidated yet, nor has it become very visible. We're getting ready to make our turn over here to head north on Highway 59 toward Lawrence. This cell is going to be headed to the south side of Lawrence first, and we may pause over there near the Pleasant Grove area to get a much better view, since we're getting just a little bit distant, but we are going to have to be approaching this with caution because it is rain wrapped, shrouded in rain, and that makes it more difficult to see and therefore more dangerous to track again.
Greg, we have a very tight circulation. It looks to me on radar like this could be a tornado at any time now.
We know the sirens are sounding in Lawrence. They may go off intermittently, but that tornado warning is in effect, and that tornadic activity with the rotation spotted on radar.
Very concerning if you're in Lawrence, absolutely. You can see just south of Clinton there, this circulation, this tight circulation is heading right towards Lawrence. So you should take this seriously. If you are in the Lawrence community and surrounding communities, go into your safe place right now. Right near 661st Road there, near 750th Road actually, 715th Road. So this is the circulation. This is where we have an indication of a potential tornado developing. That's towards the radar. This is away from the radar. The green is towards, and so we have the potential circulation right in here, and that is heading right towards the Lawrence vicinity. As you can see here, as we pull out, you can see it's moving right towards Lawrence in the next 15 to 20 minutes. You have time to take cover now. Meteorologist Gerard Jebaily is on the ground. Gerard, in Storm Tracker, tell us what you see. Do you see that tight circulation? It looks like it could easily be a tornado.
Gary, I agree. The one thing that we have not seen yet, and I'm still watching very closely, is of course the radar picking up debris. Just because it is not showing debris does not mean there's not one there. It just means it may not be able to see it. If we see debris, we can confirm that there's one there, but because we're not seeing debris, it does not mean there's not one there. So on radar, yes. Here's the problem though. Everything you're looking at due west of us, it's buried in rain. So that tight circulation that's there is still continuing to elude us quite a bit, just because it's so well shrouded in rain, which makes it again more dangerous. We don't want anyone to take a chance with this in Lawrence, at least, to try to see it. You will not see this, trust me.
Lindsey, you're watching this. Tell us what you see.
Okay, I just want to update the area, the polygon, who's in this tornado warning right now, because it has been shifted a bit more to the north. Franklin County is not in this tornado warning, and Baldwin City is not in the tornado warning any longer. But it is impacting Lawrence, Clinton, Kansas, and getting awfully close to the Kansas River right now. We just want to show you this couplet, this area of rotation.
Yep.
This is significant, Gary.
I'm seeing a 40 to 50 mile per hour wind towards the radar and about a 70 mile per hour wind away from the radar. So this is very close to being a tornado. So much humidity, the condensation levels are already close to the ground. This is the kind that could produce a violent tornado. So hopefully we don't get one, but it's very close to doing so. Gerard, this looks like a
Gary,
tornado to me.
we have debris showing up on radar. A confirmed tornado by radar.
Okay.
We're going to pull over here on the right and stop, but we may have a tornado here. At least we're sure of that on radar. Now, getting a visual of it's going to be difficult. Stand by one moment, and if we can turn out just a little bit, we're a little bit in the air. There we go. All right, so we know we have a confirmed tornado buried in here. This is likely a very large and rain-wrapped tornado, though, so we're going to be here for just a moment. Here you go. You can see the clouds moving very rapidly, inflowing here. So there it is. We know it's buried somewhere in here. There's a lot of rain as well. North Road 1000, so very close to the river between there. Sirens are going off here in Lawrence, as they should be. And we know we have a tornado buried in here, and I believe this might be the edge of it right here.
Yeah, Gerard, that is definitely a tornado.
This may be
There's
a wedge
no doubt
tornado.
about it. So we have a tornado. This is located due south of Lawrence. Lawrence, let's hope it tracks to your south. It does look like it's going to, but if you live down a Highway 59, it's going to cross 59 Highway. This is a tornado in Douglas County. And Gerard's got visual of it, and you can see the rapid movement of the clouds there. And once again, this is the due south of Lawrence. We have a powerful thunderstorm that is producing a tornado. Gerard, it looks to me, I can sort of see it there. What do you see as you're out there?
Gary, we're still tracking this, and it's just next to us here. I'm going to throw this out of the way, and you'll be able to see it a lot better. But unbelievable amount of rain right there, but buried in there is a large tornado. We're absolutely sure of that. We're going to have to get on the road and out of the way here shortly, but we can tell there's got to be a very large tornado buried right in there. And that's what it looks like, just an absolute wall of rain with what we know is a strong tornado. We've had debris being seen in the air as well. So that's what you're seeing south of Lawrence.
That is just incredible. Look at that, Gerard. That is like,
where's he seeing that from?
It's a quite an incredible picture there of Gerard. What do you see there? That looks just so impressive.
It's unbelievable, really, Gary. I mean, just look at that wall of rain, and inside we know is a large tornado. Doing damage. Of course, it's just moving to the south side of Lawrence. We are hoping with everything we have that it's just going to barely miss the south side of Lawrence, and that's kind of what it's appearing like right now. So south side of Lawrence is holding their breath, no doubt. A large tornado buried in there, debris still being reported on radar.
Yeah, this is incredible. Once again, Gerard, Jebaily, this is due south of Lawrence, Kansas. And we now have tornado warnings. Now have tornado warnings that will extend towards Eudora and for Johnson County and Leavenworth County. A tornado warning is now in effect, and this includes the town of Lexington. So northwest of Johnson County, just west of Shawnee Mission Park. And you should be taking your tornado precautions right now. As you can see, this cell is heading right towards Johnson and into Johnson County and Leavenworth County at this moment. If you go split screens and show you where the tornado warnings are. This is once again until 6:45. If you live in southern Leavenworth County, northwestern Johnson County, we have a tornado warning that continues to be in effect. Obviously, we have a tornado on the ground at this moment. Lindsey Anderson is here. We're tracking this. Lindsey, it's very impressive. What does it look like to you?
Yeah, so Johnson County, Kansas, and Leavenworth County, Kansas, now in that tornado warning. You look at all these red polygons. If you are inside this red polygon, I know it's a lot of colors right now, but if you are from Linwood, Kansas, Eudora, Kansas, we want you to stay in your safe place right now or get there immediately. These tornado warnings are continuing until 6:45, so we have to monitor and see exactly how that storm progresses as it tracks to the northeast. That Gerard Jebaily is on with Storm Tracker. He saw this thing develop, and he's going to follow it with us, and he's going to find a safe place for himself as well.
That's
so
right.
He's going to continue to drive along there. Let's get another shot of our velocity map. Boy, look at this couplet here. Lots of bright colors next to each other. So bright green, bright red right here. We've got this circulation. This is now just east of Lawrence and south of K10.
Let's go to Gerard. Let's go to Gerard Jebaily live. Let's take Gerard full. Once again, this is for areas due south of Lawrence. It's not that far from the Lawrence area. Stay in your safe place. Gerard, what do you see?
Gary, large wedge tornado just to my south. Tornado emergency has been issued for the southeast side of Lawrence into Eudora. Tornado emergency. This is the highest level you can have for any tornado alert. Large wedge tornado to my south, wrapped in rain. Debris still being wafted in the air. So Eudora is right now in the direct path of this. We are trying to get ahead of it as fast as possible, but we are going to have to be very careful here.
We got confirmation. Once again, a tornado emergency has been issued. We can see the tornado. I can now see the tornado. It is a fairly large tornado that is located south of Lawrence right now. Let's go. This is K10, okay? Here's Lawrence, here's K10, and 1500 Road right here. This is the circulation now, about to go right over K10. A lot of you know 10 Highway there as it heads towards Johnson County. If you live in western Shawnee, northwestern Johnson County, we have a tremendous severe thunderstorm with 70-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado that is right near Lawrence. So if you live in Johnson County, around Shawnee, you should be taking your tornado precautions. If you live in southern Leavenworth County, Tonganoxie, over to Bonner Springs, you should be taking your tornado precautions. Right now, there's a very dangerous cell heading into Johnson County. Yeah, this is a tornado emergency for Lawrence and southeast of Lawrence as it tracks right over K10 and into the Kansas River area.
Gary, this is really, you and I have worked together for a long time. This is one of the scariest situations I can remember in the distant.
Oh, it's the first time since
Yeah.
May 4th, 2003 here in
Yeah.
Kansas City. I've seen anything like this. From Lawrence, there's a strong wind blowing towards the radar, and in Eudora, it's a strong wind blowing away from the radar, and the tornado circulation is located right there, and it's a strong one. It's headed right towards Eudora. So in Eudora, there is a tornado emergency.
Gary, we got out of there just in the right amount of time. Still a powerful circulation, winds of over 150 miles per hour estimated on the radar. Now we are south of Eudora, southeast of Eudora. The part that I'm very concerned about is the number of vehicles driving right into it. They may not know, but there is likely a large tornado right on top of K10. Many of these people may be driving right into this, and that is a terrifying thing to be thinking of. These people should really be stopping. They should not be continuing on at all. So anyone that's thinking of trying to head toward Lawrence on K10, they should not proceed at all. They should be stopping where they're at and finding shelter. And under a bridge does not count as shelter. Just as a reminder, under a bridge increases winds. It does not shelter you at all. Still seeing a very well hidden circulation buried in the rainfall, but we are still seeing debris on radar. The southeast side of Lawrence likely took some sort of a hit from this.
This does include Johnson and Leavenworth County till 6:45, and it includes Douglas County till 7 o'clock now. Douglas County till 7 o'clock, a tornado emergency is in effect. I want to show you this cell, and we're tracking it. The dangerous part of this thunderstorm is heading directly towards Kansas City. And you can see clear, well-defined, most impressive thing I've ever seen here in Kansas City. A possible tornado right there, right near Eudora. It's coming right over the Eudora area near the Kansas River as it tracks off into southern sections of Leavenworth County.
You can see this home, the roof is completely gone. Just take a look at all of the damage from that tornado that you were just talking about in Lawrence.
It is right over the Kansas River right now, and it has shown no signs of weakening. So that's why we are in a tornado emergency. Just north of Eudora is where the main area of circulation is along the Kansas River, and I believe that is entering now southern Leavenworth County. So we need to take our tornado precautions immediately. Southern Leavenworth County, we're talking about those between K10 and K32 right now along the Missouri River, entering southern Leavenworth County and getting a whole lot closer to northwestern Johnson County, Kansas. A wider view of this, we have these tornado warnings still in place as this area of rotation is not weakening at all. It is continuing to move up to the northeast, 35 miles per hour, tracking towards K32. So that means DeSoto, you are in this tornado warning. Lexington, Kansas, looks like the area of rotation will track just northwest of you, but this will have to be monitored. Stay in your safe place still as we watch the storm move up.
Large and extremely dangerous tornado near Pleasant Grove. It's moved off to the east and northeast of there now. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour.
We're not in a great position to be able to see much for our own safety. Very large, very dangerous tornado, as you've mentioned. When we look at the winds inside on radar, they're practically off the chart. It is absolutely incredible. We're seeing somewhere between 150 to 200 mile per hour winds measured by radar. And if that's not enough to get your attention, that would be somewhere along the lines of an EF-3 to EF-4 tornado without even breaking a sweat.
I want you, if you're in Linwood right now, this tornado is coming right over Linwood. Do we have the Nebraska Furniture Mart Skyview?
Yeah, it should be ready.
Okay, this is Linwood. I want to go to one of our sky views here. The tornado circulation is going right over the town of Linwood. Let me zoom in and show you what I'm talking about here. So here is Linwood. So there's Linwood, and here's the tornado. So on 32, on Highway 32 in Linwood, I hope it goes just west of you, but just please stay indoors. Do not go look outside. Go to your lowest level, center part, smallest room of your house. Once again, this is Linwood right on K32 there, and it's heading northeast right towards Bonner Springs. Possibly an EF-3 or EF-4 tornado. This is a very powerful tornado, the strongest one we've seen in about 16 years in Kansas City. And let's go to Storm Tracker while I'm showing this. And this again is the cell. Gerard, tell us what you're looking at.
Gary, just north of DeSoto, we're just to the east of Linwood. Large tornado visible right here. Briefly, but very difficult to see as it's wrapped in rain there, but we can see it. Now, as it's continuing to track, it's going to move right in front of us here. This is northwest of DeSoto. Between DeSoto and Linwood, the tornado is very close to Linwood as it's continuing to track off to the north and east. We're just watching it go by right here, but you can make it out right there. You can see the rotation in it. Rain curtains wrapping around it as well.
Wow.
But large tornado buried in there right next to Linwood.
That is amazing. I'm going to go to the wall.
Show me
Keep
what-
that shot there. Look at this. This is what we're looking at, everyone. This is now just north of DeSoto, near Linwood. This is near Linwood. You can see the circulation. If you could come to me at the weather wall, I want to just show you. Let's go to Storm Tracker behind me. This is the circulation, very strong. This is away from the radar, towards the radar, just north of Eudora, right near Linwood. It's heading right towards Bonner Springs. So if you live in Bonner Springs, Parkville, Miriam, you got to pay attention to this, okay? But there it is, right there, just north of the Kansas River. Can we go back to Gerard's shot? Okay, this again, look at this. This is it, everyone. This is the tornado on the ground, powerful. This is a very strong tornado. Okay, this is an EF-4 tornado, could be stronger. Okay, there hasn't been an EF-5 tornado in years in the United States, and I'm concerned because this is very powerful. As you can see there, and it's wrapped in rain. As you can see, very impressive. This is the circulation on the ground, located to the southwest of Kansas City. Hopefully it's weaker than I'm suggesting it is here. Let's just hope so. Once again, this is the circulation. This is the whole circulation that we're watching that is just so impressive. Gerard, where are you looking at exactly right now?
Gary, I've been seeing several small vortices out of it, but there it is. You can see the rain wrapping around this tornado. I saw a brief, what could have been a satellite tornado or a smaller one that rotates around the periphery. But right now, this thing is just a massive wall of rain wrapping around the circulation. So it's very difficult to make out the scope of it. First of all, we know it's large, but there you go. You can kind of see it, what's buried in there.
Right, so
and we can actually hear it.
This is incredible. Once again, this is the tornado that is located right near Linwood, and it's heading directly towards Bonner Springs. So if you live in Bonner Springs, get into your safe place right now. If you can get underground, get underground. A basement is fine. That's the best place to be. Otherwise, a bathroom or the closet. Kids at home, this is a very dangerous, obviously strong tornado that is coming in it's just the condensation funnel is on the ground, and it is incredible, and it's being wrapped in rain as well. Once again, this is a tornado that is heading northeast. Gerard, Jebaily, and Storm Tracker. This is north of DeSoto, near Linwood.
Gary, I had to get my photographer in the vehicle. We're about to get hit with the rear flank downdraft winds, the RFD winds that can be gusting over 60 miles an hour. So we're packing up, and we're going to continue to follow this tornado off back as it heads towards the Bonner Springs area. So we're doing a quick turnaround right now. That was the view that you saw, that tornado. Now, of course, you cannot see a thing. Luckily, it has bypassed us right here, but we are going to be watching it as it goes toward the Bonner Springs area, but still tremendous circulation in it. And this is unprecedented. For many years, we have not seen something like this in this area. Gary, if you can hear me, a new tornado emergency has just been issued, including Bonner Springs, including northern Johnson, Wyandotte, and southern Leavenworth counties. Again, this is the highest level of tornado alert that you could possibly be on. Tornado emergency.
A tornado emergency happening right now. K32 getting close to Bonner Springs here in 10 minutes.
We are rain wrapped here, right on the edges of that hook, and we're staying south of the circulation for obvious reasons. We're going to proceed behind it because getting in front of it is too dangerous at this point, and we're hoping for the best. We're hoping this tornado misses Bonner Springs. This is not an area, personally speaking, I mean, I've been to so many elementary schools in Bonner Springs. It's terrifying for even me to see something like this heading that way, and I'm just hoping that they are in their shelters, taking precautions.
The home is off its foundation. Person is still in there. So this tornado is very dangerous, and hopefully it didn't get stronger than EF-3 or EF-4, hopefully. But once again, that's what we're getting. What do you have, Krista?
The same thing, that there are reports that there's major damage in the wake of this, which we've been talking about all the way through Lawrence, through Linwood, now headed straight for Bonner Springs.
I'm very happy to see light damage in Bonner Springs. Lots of trees down, lots of debris from things, but every structure we have seen has only suffered light damage. We've only seen one roof missing so far since we've been in here. This could be a prayer answered for them, to be honest with you. Not the worst thing we've seen just so far yet. That's the good news. Just a lot of trees, limbs, debris out in the street. I'm sure there's damage to roofs and vehicles, but all the roofs and homes so far seem to be standing. And that's the best you can ask for in a situation like this so far. Right now on radar, I'm happy to see that the circulation isn't nearly as powerful as it was. And let me be clear, that was powerful. That was very strong when we see winds right next to each other of nearly 150 miles per hour.
The power of Mother Nature.
We now have a confirmed tornado.
Taking direct aim on Kansas City.
We were watching Gerard, Jebaily, so we knew it was coming.
This is significant, Gary.
And when the sirens sound,
Very strong tornado.
That's headed toward us.
they're the one team you can really trust.
Need to get in your safe place immediately.
On air, Facebook, on our app, they're accurate when it matters most. Gary Lezak and the 41 Action Weather Team. Kansas City's most accurate, Kansas City's weather leader.